Hello everyone, welcome. This is a chapter of class 7 English, 3 questions. So in this chapter, we are talking about a king, and this king had 3 questions in his mind. He wanted to know the answer to the 3 questions, and we are going to know his journey. So the thought came to a certain king that he would never fail if he knew 3 things. These 3 things were: what is the right time to do something? Next is, which people should he listen to? And the third question is, what is the most important thing for him to do? The king therefore sent messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone who could answer the 3 questions. So from many places, many wise men came to the king, but they all answered his questions differently. So in reply to the first question, some said the king must prepare a timetable. His first question was what? His first question was, what is the right time to do something? So few told that you must prepare a timetable and then follow it strictly. Only in this way, they said, could he do everything at his proper time? Others said it was impossible to decide in advance the right time for doing something. The king should notice all that was going on, avoid foolish pleasure, and always do whatever seemed necessary at that time. Yet others said that the king needed a council of wise men who could help him act at proper time. This was because one man would find it impossible to decide correctly without the help of others, the right time for every action. But then others said that there were some things which could be urgent. These things could not wait for the decision of the council. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future, and only magicians could do that, and the king therefore would have to go to the magicians. Okay, so likewise people gave different answers. Many wise people came from different places and they gave different answers. Few said you should, even people suggested go to the magician because you need to know about the future. Okay, now in the answers to the second question, some said that the people who is most necessary to the king is their counselors. Others said it is priest. Few said it is doctors. So even there also they had different answers, and few even said soldiers are very necessary. Third question, like what he should do, the right thing that he should do, people said, some said science, others chose fighting, and yet others religious worships. Now as people started giving different answers, king was not satisfied and gave no reward. Instead he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit. Hermit means sage. So who was widely known for his wisdom. The hermit lived in a wood which he never left. He saw no one but simple people, and so what did king do? King just put on ordinary clothes before he reached the hermit's hut. The king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. He then greeted the king, and he greeted the king and continued digging. So the hermit said, okay, hello, and then he continued digging. The hermit was an old, weak. As he worked, he breathed very heavily. So king went up to the hermit and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. How can I learn to do right thing at right time? Who are the people I need most? And the third one is, and what affairs are most important? The hermit listened to the king, but he did not speak. He continued digging. And then the king said, you are very tired. Let me take the spade and work in your place. So give me the spade. Hermit thanked him and giving him the spade, then he sat down on the ground. When the king had dug 2 beds, he stopped and repeated his question. The hermit gave again no answer, but stood up, stretched out his arms for the spade and said, "Now you rest, let me work. Give me the spade, let me work." But the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. 1 hour passed, then another, and the sun went down behind the trees. So it was almost, evening. And at last, the king stuck the spade into the ground and said, "I came to you, wise man, for an answer to my question. If you can give me no answer, tell me, I will return. So if you are not able to answer, tell me, I will return back. Not an issue about that." Now here comes someone running. Hermit just panicked and he said, "Here, see, someone is coming running." The king turned round and saw there was a bearded man who was coming running. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell down to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothes and found a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and covered it with handkerchief, but the blood did not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. The king bought fresh water and gave it to him to drink. Okay, but this time the sun had set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. He made the man sleep. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. The king, tired by his walk and the work that he had done throughout the day, he lay on the floor and he also slept through the night. When he woke, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who was a strange bearded man lying on the bed. The bearded man, in a very weak voice, he woke up and he said, "Forgive me." And the king was very surprised. King asked, "I don't know you and I have nothing to forgive you for. So why are you asking for forgiveness?" "You do not know me." The bearded man is saying, "You do not know me, but I know you. I am that enemy who swore, who promised to take revenge on you, because you put my brother to death and seized my property." So the bearded man's brother was put to death, was being killed by the king, and all the property were seized off, were taken away by force. Taken by force is seized. Okay. "I knew you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed, you did not return, so I left my hiding place and I came out. So when I came out, what happened? Your bodyguards recognized me and wounded me. So I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. You have dressed my wounds. I wish to kill you and you saved my life. Now if I leave, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me." So he is telling who he was. The bearded man introduces himself as one of the enemy that the king had. Okay, and why were the enemies? The king had killed his brother, the bearded man's brother, and seized all the property. So what was this bearded man waiting for? Was waiting for the king to return back so that he can kill the king. But what happened? When he came out, this king's bodyguard recognized him and wounded him, and he came to this place, and the king had saved his life. Now the king was very happy that he had made peace with his enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. So now the enemy became a good friend. So he not only forgave him but also sent his servants and his own doctors to look after him. And he promised to give back the man his property. Now, leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked for the hermit. Before going away, he wished once more to get the answer. And now the hermit, what he was doing? Hermit was on his knees, was bending down. He was on his knees and he was sowing seeds on the bed that he had dug the day before. The king went to the hermit and said, "For the last time, I beg you to answer my questions, wise man." So he's telling, and please answer my questions. I'm last time asking you the same thing. The hermit is telling, "You have already been answered," said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. "Nah, how have I been answered? What do you mean?" So the king was very surprised. "How have I been answered? What do you mean? Are you kidding or something like that?" The hermit said, "Don't you see? Do you not see? If you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. See, you were digging the bed. You had pitied me. Otherwise, you had gone away. Now, if you had gone away, what would have happened? Okay, if you went away, what would have happened? The man would have killed you, would have attacked you. Okay, and you would have wished you had stayed with me, and then you would have thought, I wish I would have stayed with the hermit, so I would not have been killed or something like that. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds. And here, who is the most important person? The most important man was me. I was the most important man. And what business was most important for you? The business that you was doing. Okay, doing me good was the most important business. Now, afterwards, what happened when the man came running? When the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him. Because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So, he was the most important man. Then, who was the most important man? It was he. And what you did for him was the most important business. So, the hermit said, "Remember, then there is only one time that is important, and that time is now. And it is most important time because it is only time when you have any power to act." And who is the most important person? The most important person is the person you are with at that particular time. For no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. And the most important business is what? The most important business is to do good to the person, because we were sent in the world for that purpose alone, for doing good to the people. So this was a story which was written by Leo Tolstoy, and this is the story all about. Thank you.